Hey guys, it's Vintage Vinny, and welcome to another flea market haul. Everything we're going to be looking at today came from my favorite indoor flea market, along with a couple of things from some new places I visited. So I went 40 minutes away in Pennsylvania to some new areas that I'd never been to, like some smaller towns that had some thrift stores, allegedly. And I didn't find very much at any of the places that I went to. So then I went to my favorite indoor flea market, and then I also went to... So I went from this part of PA to another part of PA, which is like a little... It's like two small towns connected to each other. And then I was like, I really just want to find some new places and see what they have. So I drove into West Virginia from Pennsylvania. And I found a couple places there that I was pretty satisfied with what I found at those shops. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the haul here. So this came from actually a shop that was, I guess you could say, changing ownership. I remember when I was in there, it wasn't really officially open, but they let me look around and see if there was anything that I wanted. I only found two things, so I spent $25. The first piece was this awesome Ellie Smith Moon and Stars candy dish. This was $5. It looks a lot better than it did when I found it. It must have been sitting in this shop for a while because it was dusty and dirty and... Yeah, so before I filmed this video, I went ahead and cleaned it up, made it sparkle. The dish itself is in good condition. I don't know if it's going to show on camera or not, but unfortunately, some of the edges on this dish are chipped. It doesn't affect the functionality of it. It still makes it look really great. That will be up for grabs as an offer up at a future live sale, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Okay, so the second item I'd like to share with you all is something that I paid $20 for. It came with a bunch of games and a bunch of other random accessories. It's a PlayStation 2 Slim. Now, if you are into electronics, whether it be for reselling or you collect them, the PS2 systems can be worth pretty good money because they're considered retro now. So I saw this and was not expecting to find it in this shop. It was just, I think, sitting under a table or on top of a counter, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess I can take that. So I did plug it in. It does work. I had to buy a HDMI cable, or an HDMI cable for it, because the ones that we have did not fit it. So I went on eBay and just looked one up and found one for like $3 and change, and I'm only in it now for like $28. Now, there is one game that is actually worth this entire, like, will pay for this entire lot of stuff, including that candy dish I just shared with you all. So there were a bunch of games that came with it. Unfortunately, most of them were really scratched, like not even close to being worth trying to sell. And the game that is actually worth the most money out of that entire lot is this ATV2 Quad Power Racing game. I looked it up on Amazon. The disc and the manual are in pretty good condition. No really major scratches. I mean, it's clean. The manual is in good shape as well. And somebody has this listed as new on Amazon for about $60-something. So that's a good sign. So that'll pay for pretty much everything that I bought because I spent, like I said, $25 on everything. Now these are games that, as a kid, I was not allowed to play because of the obvious violence and some of the other adult content that was in here. Grand Theft Auto. I heard a lot of things about it, and I just knew that it was just something that my parents said you weren't allowed to play because it's just bad. And so this one is Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. We've got in here, we've got Grand Theft Auto 3 and Grand Theft Vice City, I think. Yep, Grand Theft Auto Vice City. So I'm curious to see how these are. You know how when you're a kid and your parents tell you that you can't play something or you can't watch a certain thing because it's inappropriate, and then as you get older and they don't really tell you what you can and can't watch anymore, they and then you play it or then you watch it and you're like, really? I got all upset about not being able to watch this or play this because it's not as great as you thought it was going to be. Well, I'm not sure how Grand Theft Auto is going to be. I'm gonna give it a test run to see if I like it. If not, it's not a big deal. I mean, but yeah, that was definitely worth $20. I donated most of the other things that came in that box because it wasn't in good shape, or I just did not want generic branded accessories. Am I weird for saying that? Like, even with my phones and stuff, like all my cell phones, I didn't want any of those generic knockoff like chargers or anything like that. I want the original like manufacturer's stuff. Like, I want Samsung branded cords and things like that. I'm very weird when it comes to technology, but I just feel like it's better quality and it's not going to mess your phone up. All right, now we are moving along to the indoor flea market stuff. So I found this really awesome Treasure Craft Matador and Bull figurines. These definitely have a 1960s vibe to me. I know that this color was very much in at that time. The Matador was $4, the Bull was $8, so I spent $12 on the set. Unfortunately, there is some damage to them. I did notice this when I bought it, but I felt that maybe that wasn't terrible in terms of issues. Now, I thought the bowl was in good shape until I turned it over recently and realized that the back leg was broken. So I was a little disappointed in that, but with the way that they stand and sit on the table, well, the bowl anyway, you're not even really going to notice the damage or see it. Like I said, the Matador does have a chip on his cape here that was re-glued, but honestly, that's very, very minute, and I still think that somebody out there is going to want these, and I felt $12 was fair. I've been to other antique malls and I've seen these and they want like $60 for them. So I got them for 12. I'm happy with that. For only 50 cents, I found this insanely very groovy kitty cat with its paw sticking out. It is made by California Originals in Torrance, California. This definitely screams bohemian or would be great for the fall time. I couldn't leave them behind for 50 cents. That's just a no-brainer. All right, for $5 each, I got 4 different animals on chains. I got 2 sets of skunks. You guys know I'm on a weird kick. I love the vintage skunk figurines. I don't know why or how that started, but I love them, so I'll be keeping at least 1 set. I haven't decided if I'm going to be keeping the black cats with the chartreuse eyes. Those remind me of my cat Tiggy a lot. So those would be good for Halloween. Again, I don't know if I'm going to be keeping them or not. I might. I'm not exactly sure. I also got a poodle, Pudeschnude, black, white, and red. And then, yeah, another set of poodles, all $5 each. I know I can make more than $5 on the sets I'm going to be selling. So these were sitting behind a showcase. I got them for $5. It's a set. And it's of some Japanese folks. I think they're Japanese because they're wearing kimonos. And they're planters. I've never seen these before. And I thought they were really interesting looking. Here's what the bottom looks like. Now, I will tell you, these things were filthy when I found them. So this is a step up from what they were when I found them. But $5 for the set. I think they're very mid-century. I love the red and the yellow contrast. And they just had to come home with me, so I took them. Okay, so now we are going ahead and checking out all of the smaller goods for this flea market haul. For $4.50, I picked up this, I think this is a Relpo. Yep, this is a Relpo Valentine's Day planter. I'll probably end up saving that for closer to Valentine's Day next year. I think that will do really, really well. So I went ahead and picked that up. And for $2 a piece, I picked up 2 vintage children's books. I love the illustrations in these old books. They don't pale in comparison to today's books at all. So this one was $2. Originally, the Uncle Wiggily and His Flying Rug book was published in 1919. This copy that I have is from 1931. So it's still a 90-year-old book. Teddy's Sailboats and Other Stories is from, let's see, MCMXIII. I think that's when that one's from. MCMXLII. Is that 1942, if I'm not mistaken? I'm not good at configurations, but I think that that's 1942, if I'm not mistaken. So those were fun finds. All right, the next few items we're going to be looking at, I really enjoyed. I found a Roosevelt political pin. This was $4. And I know it's original because it has a Mark something Co. Chicago. I think this is probably for FDR, not Teddy Roosevelt. Still cool though. That'll go right in my junk jar. I found this adorable little dachshund figurine. No markings to say who he's made by, but this is probably a Japanese piece, or made in Japan piece. That's probably like $6-7 at a live sale. I got this bag of razors here for $15. And after I share the other two items, I'll open this up real quick and we can see what's in here. And I'll explain why I bought this bag. So that's a whole bag of razor stuff for $15. For $5, I got this really awesome shell bracelet. I believe that this is probably a dime store souvenir or something along those lines. I will probably take it off of this piece of paper because this is going to go in my junk jar. And then this, I believe, is a piece of Fenton. It's just a candlestick. That was $5. I wish there would have been a pair because I would have bought them and probably tried reselling those. Opalescent blue. You guys know I love blue. It's just a color that I've always been attracted to. I love it. So I just couldn't say no for $5. So again, here is that bag of razors for $15. So we've got 3 of these blades here, which are great. Or no, sorry, 2 of those. And then we've got this razor here. I'm not very sure of the make and models, and so I just know that vintage razors are, you know, they're collectible. People like them, and people use them too. They are going to need to be cleaned. I don't want to touch this one up here because there is a blade, and I don't know where that blade has been sitting for all those years. So I got to be careful with that one, especially when removing the top to clean it out. This is the reason why I picked this one up. I believe that this is a Gillette adjustable. I don't think it's the Fat Boy adjustable, but it is an adjustable piece. So I will be cleaning that up. I will do a video for you guys. I know that some people had asked me earlier if I would show you all how to clean these razors. I'm sure it's something that is out there, but it's better to see it visually. So I will do a video on that. I'll put that down, like I'll write it down so that way I remember to film it for you all once I actually get a sonic cleaner. They're inexpensive. I know Walmart carries them, so I'll probably go there and I'll buy one. We got that one. And we got this one here. And these just open up. You unscrew the bottom here. And this is where you put the blade. See, look how grimy and gross that is? Some scrubbing bubbles and some... or a put through of a sonic cleaner will clean these puppies right up. So I just could not leave those behind for $15 because I know that I can definitely make my money back. So this might be something rather unusual of me to purchase. I bought a whole bag of spoons for $2 from Carvel and Tasty Freeze. Let's go ahead and check out what these look like, shall we? Alright, so this is what was in the bag. I really like the deco style of these. They are marked Imperial on the back. At least I think they are. Yep, Imperial USA. I'll probably end up keeping those. I'll throw those in my junk jar because I like the style of them. Then we've just got some plain miscellaneous ones, which I like a lot. And then we've got these ones, which are a little bit heavier duty plastic. So those were definitely great. Again, just some plain ones here. I'm not sure if anybody would like a collection of vintage spoons. Only a few of these out of this entire bag I'm going to be keeping. So we'll see what happens at a live sale. Somebody might be able to craft with them. And then these are the ones that I was after in the bag. These say Carvel on them. I really like that font of the lettering, the cursive. These ones have crowns on them, and they also say Carvel, and they are upside down. Very cool. I love those. So that's the whole reason I picked this bag up. So I'd say about 7 spoons out of this entire bag I will be keeping. I might just sell the rest off for maybe like $5-6 for like a craft lot. we'll see what happens. And the last thing that I'd like to share with you all from this haul is probably my favorite. So the last items I'd like to share with you all from this flea market are these awesome 1930s Jeanette glass salt and pepper shakers. They have their original lids, which I was really excited about. They are ribbed, and I think they're called the beehive pattern, if I'm not mistaken. They're in really good condition. The salt and the pepper are still on there. I mean, this one's got a little bit of wear to it, but it's still in phenomenal shape. And these are nice heavy-duty shakers. I mean, they're not like light, and they're not heavy, just right in the middle. I'm sure even with salt and pepper in them, they would be very heavy. Now, this booth was 50% off, so I got this set for $15, which is a phenomenal deal. Because, you know, if you go to an antique store, people would probably charge like $80 or $90 for these. That's probably just a slight exaggeration, but you get my point. Way more than the $15 that I spent. I did buy a set at it was an indoor antique mall, indoor flea market place, and I paid $10 for those. I was excited to find them. But now that I have another set and they are in better shape and they have the lids and I'm only in it for $5 more than I spent on the original ones, I'm gonna list the others on eBay, and then I will keep these and add these to my collection. So that's everything from the flea market. I've got just a couple of other things that I'd like to share with you all that came from two shops in West Virginia. Did I mention that these glow under a black light? I think I forgot, but look at that. Beautiful. So on my way to this one antique store in West Virginia, I found a place that I wasn't expecting to. You know how when you're taking a little road trip and you see a bunch of places that weren't on your map to go to, but you stop anyway because you just don't know what you're gonna find? Well, that was the case with this shop. I spent $13.50 and I think I only had like $15 cash. So because it was relatively new, he didn't have electronic payment yet, I went ahead and thankfully had cash, so I was able to buy what I wanted to. So this little savings bank was $4. I love the blue and the contrast of the silver on it. Not exactly, oh, I see it's like a tin. You just pop it open and your money should be in there. Not exactly sure of the maker. I'll probably put that in my junk jar because I think that's really cool. So this set was only $4. As you can see, salt and pepper are pretty much faded off of there, but you can still see them. Those are by Sterilite. If you've seen the kitchen canisters in red before, those are the same company that make those, so that was a good find. For $1, I found a really awesome girly candle in really good shape. Nothing really seriously wrong with it. It's got the original candle sticker on the bottom, or paper sticker. No real damage to it. It's nice and smooth still, very textured. I'll probably put that in a live sale. I think somebody's gonna love that. And then for 50 cents, I found this planter here. It's got a woman, or it could be a colonial man too, with blonde hair. And you could put like a little succulent in there, or an air plant. So that was just a small little impromptu stop to my destination. And now I can share with you all what I got at the antique store I visited. So the first thing I noticed in this antique store when I walked in was these Lucite candles. I actually paid $5 a piece for them. They are red. They are not perfect. Unfortunately, I think somebody had messed with them or maybe tried to light them at one point because there are some melt marks on them. But other than that, they are in really good condition. And I don't know if you guys know this or not, but it doesn't show up real well on camera, but the Lucite candles do glow. I don't know if any of you all were aware of that, but they do glow. Let's see if this might show the melt marks better. As you can see, this one has a little bit of a melt mark on the left. I think it's about 1 inch long. This one is a little bit longer. I do have these listed on eBay if anybody is interested or wants to make me a reasonable offer. But I just could not leave those behind for 10 bucks because my first set, I guess you could say, I found quote unquote in the wild. For only $3.50, I spotted this adorable fish planter. It was actually the only one in the shop that was, you know, affordable to me to pick up if I have to resell it. It's probably a puffer fish or something like that. I just love the texture of it. I just couldn't leave it behind. So that came home with me. I absolutely love it. And the last item I'd like to share with you all for this haul was an astonishing find. Okay, so this was the big spender of the day. This is an original 1923 Coca-Cola serving tray featuring the Duster Girl. If you've ever seen the full-length calendar of this image, she is holding a big old industrial-sized duster. Now this breaks my record for how much I've ever spent on a single Coca-Cola tray. He originally had it for $75, but he did drop $10 off, so I only spent $65 on it. It is in pretty darn good condition for its age. I mean, look how nice and crisp and clean it is. You can still see the red lipstick on her. It's got some issues, but this is 99 years old, and for it to be in the shape that it's in is quite remarkable. I just absolutely love this piece. I'm super ecstatic to have it. And usually when you go to bigger, like either city antique stores or antique malls that have kind of like those city prices on it, this would probably be upwards of about maybe $100, maybe even upwards of about $300, depending on what shop you're in. But she is absolutely phenomenal. I definitely felt that the $65 was worth it because, like I said, you know, they'd be a whole lot more elsewhere. And if I ever had to resell her, I probably could ask over $100 for it because of the condition. So that is everything that I would like to share with you all today. Let me know down below in the comments section what were your favorite items from this haul. So that's all I have for you today. Be sure and give this video a big thumbs up, leave a comment below, subscribe if you haven't already. Be sure and click the bell next to the subscribe button if you'd like to get notified when new videos are uploaded. Be sure and check me out on Instagram, the link to it is down below as well, where you will see pictures of items to come in future haul videos. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Bye guys!